It's Tiki Oasis time.
Hi there, I am Lee Joseph, and we are here at Tiki Oasis 19, Catch the New Wave, with Debora Iyall.
I'm so happy to be here. It is a madhouse wonderland down there. When we came in, everyone's so dressed up and looking so fabulous and having so much fun. Everybody's already invited me to all these parties later tonight, and I ran into some fans that are real excited about all the entertainment here. So this is a good scene.
Oh yes, definitely. So let's talk a little bit about your music and your band formed during the punk era in San Francisco, correct? But you took the music to a different place.
Right. By the time Romeo Floyd got started, we were probably post-punk because the band I was in right before Romeo Floyd, we kind of had decided we were tired of everyone acting really detached and cool and leaning against the wall, and we wanted people to dance again. So that when we started Romeo Floyd, it was very conscious that we wanted music you could dance to. But I personally like really personal content, analytical, and a little bit like, don't mess with me, kind of vibes to it. So, we sort of made it all flush with a jazzy sax.
Well, you came up with a different sound from everything else that was going on at the time, and it was very dancey, and it was very, very sexual, I think.
You only live once.
Oh, a very good element. And your first record came out on 415, yes, which was an independent label out of San Francisco, run by...
First two. Never Say Never EP was on 415 too.
And then the album?
And then we got sold after it was very, very, very successful.
To Columbia.
So then Columbia re-released it about 9 months later after the original release, when it was really got successful, with just Howie Klein, promoting it and us being on tour for months on end and playing every club and going to every college radio station.
Those were exciting times.
Yes.
There was quite a variety of music coming out, but your sound was definitely stood out.
Well, thank you. We played with a lot of really amazing bands. We played with the Bush Tetras. We played with Echo and the Bunnymen. We played with U2. We played with a lot of the people that we completely admired. But we were all playing these clubs that hold 300 or 400 people. But we were super fans of each other. So that was a pretty good time. I remember even playing with Ministry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And let's talk about Tiki a little bit. Did you ever go to the Tonga Room in San Francisco?
I have definitely been to the Tonga Room. And that's the one in the Fairmont, right? Where they make it rain?
Yes.
Absolutely. And in fact, as an art student, you would go to the Tonga Room for their happy hour because they served free appetizers, which were the little poo-poo platters with egg rolls and stuff like that, and then get a nice Mai Tai, nurse that, and have some snacks.
Oh, excellent. And what do you, so you're here to perform with the Out of Sights as your backing band.
Yes.
So how did this come about?
Well, Chris knows a friend of mine from Northern California, Carol Gale, and I think she suggested me to him. And so he contacted me, and I said, yeah, I'm up for it. In fact, I'm not trying to have a band. I'm actually a high school art teacher now. My kids have no idea what I really do in my off hours, and or what I've done in my colorful past, and that's okay. And anyway, he suggested we try to do something, and when I found out it was Chris from Los Stray Jackets, I was like, well, they're going to be able to play. They're super competent musicians, so I wasn't afraid of it at all.
Excellent. And you're going to be sharing a set with Tim from the Polecats.
Yes.
Do you know Tim from way back?
I don't know Tim from way back, but I played with him with a different band 2 weeks ago. the Reflex at the Microsoft Theater with the Richard Blade event. And I just adored Tim. He's got such a great voice, and he's practicing different material because, we had a rehearsal in the hotel room a little while ago, and he sounds so good, and he's playing guitar tonight. He brought a really nice young cat named Nick who's playing stand-up bass, and it's this lozenge pink painted bass. Gorgeous.
So, how many records did your band do total? Did Romeo Void release?
Romeo Void put out 5 records. Yeah.
And then you did a solo record, correct?
I did, Strange Language. And by then, the record company, the people who had signed us, the A&R people, had moved on. One of them moved to Elektra, and we sort of wished we'd gone to Elektra when he did because he loved us and he understood who we were. And so I remember going up to Black Rock, where, because we'd gotten sold to Columbia off of 415, kind of a big mistake, honestly, in some ways. But, these things happen. Everybody wants to get paid. And, of course, the people who owned us wanted to get paid. And anyway, so we got to Black Rock when we were, coming across the country with A Girl in Trouble as our single. And we get up there, and the walls were covered with Patti Smythe posters. I Am the Warrior. And I was like, okay, they don't care about this record anymore. And they didn't. But that's okay. We did our thing. I'm happy we did it. We were going for art. And I think that the fans that loved Romeo Void from the first record, are still fans. How many years later? 30 some years later, I get people who tell me, oh, my wife and I used to make love to your music, we danced to your music, and we've been married for so many years, and we have kids that we play your music to now. So there's nothing wrong with that kind of legacy, and I'm very proud of what Romeo Void did. I will always be proud of what we did.
Excellent. And I think that you're going to have a great time tonight, and I bet you're looking forward to it.
I am. Chris has got a great band, the Out of Sights, and the sax player that I discovered playing with another band in L.A., he came with me because he's so good. So he really knows how to get that squawking sax, chaos for Never Say Never. So it's a good band. It won't be Romeo Void because we're far afield now, but it won't embarrass our legacy either. They're good players. Thank you, Lee Joseph. You take care and have a good night, everybody.